How to quit drugs and alcohol on your own. This needs to be broken down, alcohol versus drugs. Alcohol in itself can be dangerous if a person is using high doses of it and suddenly stops. That can precipitate seizures and rarely can cause death. There's a whole variety of symptoms a person can go through with alcohol withdrawal, and the best thing to do is to speak to your doctor. They can start medications that will prevent seizures and delirium tremens, which are both pretty nasty symptoms. And this is just for short term, for a few days of this treatment, and then they can get off the alcohol fairly quickly. That's just abstinence. However, this will require lifelong changes in life routine. As far as quitting drugs, it depends on what kind of drug, but again, it's best to speak to a professional. Some people try to do this on their own, and they may be successful in the short term, but really in the long term it's quite unsuccessful. Total abstinence on its own is not enough. There needs to be a change in lifestyle so that the person can learn effective ways of coping with stress in order to get off the drugs. There are certain replacement therapies to allow people to get off drugs. For example, with the opioids, there's Suboxone or methadone, and this enables the person to feel comfortable, to not go through withdrawal, but then ultimately to wean these drugs off so they can start functioning properly without it. And ongoing care is needed. Lifestyle changes are needed. Rehab is not always needed for everybody, but certainly a change in lifestyle, learning how to cope with the stress and anxieties of life, learning how to deal with peer pressure, learning how to avoid precarious situations like hanging out with people who are likely to exert peer pressure on somebody, or being in particular places. So there needs to be lifestyle changes so to recognize the high-risk times and to avoid potential situations that could lead to a relapse.